Chapter 1187. Therefore, Jaden approached Wade to start some fake news so they could scam Wilbur. However, Wade became greedy. Jaden only wanted $5 million, but he told Wilbur he required $10 million. He fell to the ground after he confessed. He knew that he had committed a huge crime, so he was doomed. He was filled with regret. He would never try to scam Wilbur if he knew how terrifying he was. The journalists behind him were also trembling anxiously. They were all close with Wade, so they were invited to gain some benefits. They would never get involved in the mess no matter how much money they were promised if they knew what was going to happen. Jaden was sweating bullets at that moment. Farron sneered coldly and said, "You all heard him. Jaden Yowell was not only corrupt, but he was also involved in blackmail. He's scum among scum. Take him in for investigation. Also, please take Wade Holland and these journalists in for questioning, Mr. Campbell," said Jay loudly. The special agents immediately arrested Wade and the journalists. They also took Jaden away. Susan finally stopped throwing a tantrum at that moment. She knelt to the ground and kept apologizing to Wilbur. "I'm sorry. I know I made a mistake. I won't ever dare to bother you again. Please tell them to let go of my son," she begged and wailed loudly. She cried so tragically that everyone felt bad for her. Wilbur said slowly, "That's not the issue. Your son broke the law, so no one can save him now. I don't care. Let go of my son. I'll kill myself if my son goes to jail," Susan cried in a frenzy. Wilbur shook his head and glanced at Elsa. "Take them away," ordered Elsa sternly. Jaden and the others were arrested. Susan rolled her eyes and passed out when she saw that. Wilbur scoffed coldly and looked at those old people. He said in a low voice, "No one is objecting to your exercise, but please be considerate of other people. You can wake up early in the morning to exercise, but those who have to work will be sleepless from your commotion. The kids can't study at night because of your noise. Have you thought of other people besides yourselves?" They were speechless at what Wilbur said. They usually would not care. They did not care about other people besides themselves. After all, other people's problems were none of their business. However, after Jaden and the others were arrested, they were both fearful and respectful of Wilbur. They finally knew what a big shot looked like. His authority was not something they could challenge as a group of trouble stirrers. Wilbur was in control of everything, and he exuded a natural aura of power. They finally bowed down to power as they trembled with fear. "That's all I want to say. I don't wish to pursue this any further, but do continue if you're willing to bear the consequences. Go home if you understand what I said and reflect on your actions." They scattered after Wilbur said that. No one dared to stay. Wilbur sighed and shook his head. Jay and Lincoln kept apologizing to Wilbur. Jaden and Wade were their subordinates. After all, they were partly responsible for the ordeal. Wilbur smiled and let them know that it was fine. It was then that they sighed in relief. They knew that Wilbur did not blame them. Wilbur suddenly looked at the dark sky.